Hi, this is Binu Joseph from Inditrade. Last week Nifty closed below 6,000 mark on Thursday and Friday due to the concerns about US Fed withdrawal of its 85 billion quantitative easing initiative. This week market will be focusing on F&O expiry, Rupee movement, FII flows and the Q2 GDP growth data. The Union Cabinet will take up the proposed revised policies on FDI in pharmaceuticals and realty sectors on Monday. Nestle, Tech Mahindra and Yes Bank are due to be included in the MSCI India index fund after Tuesday's close. On the expiry week, there could be a fair amount of volatility coming out, especially on Thursday. Later in the week, investors' focus will shift to the GDP growth estimate for July-September on Friday 29th November. Indian rupee movement may be also eyed, which could be impacted by the FII flows, GDP data and month-end demand of dollars by importers, especially the oil marketing companies. Foreign flows will be key for equity and currency markets after foreign investors sold shares on Thursday and Friday to snap their 32-day buying streak. The core sector growth for October will be released on November 29th. The 8 key infrastructure industries grew 8% during September, the highest in the last 11 months. Core industries with a weightage of 38% in the IIP have grown at 3.2% during April to September period of this fiscal year. The health of India's economy will come into shape with the July-September GDP data. India's economy could expand by 4.5 to 4.7% in the second quarter of the current financial year. This is less than the Finance Ministry's estimate of 5 to 5.5%. In the first quarter, GDP expanded at a 4-year bottom of 4.4%. There are many reasons for the weak performance of the economy, like high inflation, manufacturing sector fails to revive, high fiscal deficit, weak consumer sentiment, etc. The services sector, which occupies the largest share in the GDP, grew at a 5-year low of 5% in the April-September period, which is not good news for the economy. The fiscal deficit data should give further clues about the country's finances. Fiscal deficit was 76% of the full year target during April-September. During April-October in the previous financial year, the deficit was 67.5 billion US dollar. The RBI recently said containing fiscal deficit this financial year within the budgetary limit could be a challenge for the government. So the fiscal deficit data on the weekend also important for the market. Regarding global markets, the Dow closed above 16,000 and the S&P 500 above 1800 for the first time last week. US markets will be closed on Thursday for Thanksgiving and open a half day on Friday. Data on Monday in US is expected to show pending sales in October. Now a technical outlook on Nifty. The indicators on daily chart pointing more downside. The RSI, MACD, slow stochastic, all these three shows weakness. In weekly chart too, all these MACD, RSI, stochastics shows downside movement. The weekly trend channel support is around 5940 and resistance at 6340. Last 10 weeks the index has been moving in this trend channel. Coming to daily chart, the index could face resistance around 6082 on a closing basis. If it closes above 6082, then index could face a major resistance at 6220 level. The first support for the market is at 5930, and below this the next major short term support is at 5830. Thank you for watching the video. Disclaimer.